Now it is.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Hi, I'm Sven Sundgaard from the Influence News on the F.L.U. Network. We're here live from Northwestern Hospital to investigate a recent outbreak of the swine flu. First, we'll be talking to one of our local doctors, Dr. Payne, and then we'll be talking to one of the local researchers on staff. So let's go talk to Dr. Payne now. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe she'd make a good story. Hi, I'm from the F.L.U. Network. Can I ask you a couple questions?
I suppose.
Alright, first of all, what's your name?
I'm
what?
infected.
So what brings you here?
Well, you see, my husband Justin, he's in the patient's room right now because he caught a cold this week, and I'm thinking it could possibly be the swine flu. I told him to be taking them vitamins, but he don't listen to me. They're still on the table when I got home today. So I figured, well, I should figure out maybe if this is hospital-esque. So I look online, and there was a Russian pandemic in 1580 that spread from Russia to Europe to Africa. How does that happen? No, it gets better, And then there was an Asian flu that killed 1 to 1.5 million people. And there was also a Hong Kong pandemic that killed 1 million people. But wait, here's the big doozy. No. The 1918 pandemic had killed 20 to 100 million people. My Justin could be one of those million people that die a day.
Don't you know why?
No. You know why? Because he don't wash his hands after he go to the bathroom.
Ew. So
Yeah. I have to live with that.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
So I think we'll move on to visiting Dr. Payne.
Oh no, wait. I have more information for you.
Alright.
Okay, so you know how about this 1918 pandemic? Well, it's a subtype H1N1, just like the swine flu. My Justin could be one of those 20 to 100 million people that die. No, he could. You don't understand.
Okay.
Dr. Payne to room 3. Dr. Payne to room 3.
I think that's us. We'd better go. Hi, I'm Sven Sundgaard, reporting live from Northwestern Hospital, and I'm here with Dr. Yzma Payne, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the swine flu.
Hi Sven, thank you for joining me this morning. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Well, you're looking pretty healthy. No headache, exhaustion, or joint pain. Good. Well, those are some of the indicators. So, actually, we have a real live example of what flu is in full swing. This is Justin. Infected. Sorry. One of the things that you're going to see with the flu virus, you're going to see a bunch of side effects. One being scratchy throat, fever, headaches, coughing, achy joints, sore muscles, sneezing, vomiting, and diarrhea. I'm sorry about that. And unfortunately, diarrhea. Maybe not. It's possible. So, now it doesn't necessarily mean that you will get all of these different symptoms, but you could have a few of these symptoms and still have the flu and still be contagious. Diarrhea is you do want to be careful about protecting yourself and protecting those around you. Things you want to do, if you cannot make it into the doctor and you're vomiting and you're losing a lot of liquids, you want to stay hydrated. So you can go to the grocery store and you can get a few things. You can get Powerade, you can get Pedialyte, and what they are is they are full of electrolytes that your body is really losing at this point in time. And you're going to want to hydrate every hour or so, every couple of hours, a couple of ounces, so you can actually make it into the doctor, or if you're able to, you still can't make it into the doctor, but you're holding things down, that you can start what we call a brat diet, which is bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, and then practice self-isolating at home.
Things like, say, vitamins help?
Absolutely. Prevention is the best cure. Well, one of the first things you can do is to come in and get something called an antiviral. something, it's a pill or it's an inhaler, and what it's going to do is going to reduce your symptoms. But other than something like that, you want to get immunized yearly. You do want to practice prevention. You want to sneeze into your elbow instead of your hand. When you do sneeze and cough, you do want to make sure that you wash your hands afterwards. You're using soap and water. Anytime you're messing around with your face, you go and wash your hands. Washing your hands when you're around a public place or right before you eat is going to give you a better chance of not getting sick when other people around you are. But yes, getting back to your original question about vitamins and preventative, that is the key right there. We live in a country, fortunately, where we have access to some of the best foods. So the things that are going to keep you the healthiest are good nutrition, a balanced diet. If you're adding a lot of sugars into your diet, you're going to really crash your immune system. The things that build your immune system are going to be like the fresh veggies and fruit. If you're not into taking vitamins, you can do things like Emergency. I'm not sure, are you familiar with things like this? Okay. Are you a pill taker?
Yeah.
You are?
Just
Okay.
take some vitamin C.
Oh, okay, wow, you're unusual. Most of my patients hate taking pills, so this tends to be pretty easy. So basically you just take this, you put it in water, it fizzes, and you get all your vitamin C that you need. So, and it's pretty tasty, and it doesn't have any sugar in it. So that's one option. Another option is, let's say you feel like you're getting a cold, you take zinc. Zinc is amazing for helping to just remove the effects of a cold, right? You stop it right in its tracks. Another thing is Echinacea astragalus. It's an herb, and again, you're taking it on a daily basis. If you're trying to boost your immune systems, there's just a few ways that you can practice prevention. Well, thank you so much for your time. I have to get back to my patients, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we're going to head right on over to the research part of this hospital, and we'll be talking to Dr. Gander.
We're here at Northwestern Research Labs with Dr. Gander, Dr. Garth Gander. So what exactly is the swine flu?
Well, the swine flu is a strain of influenza disease, and the influenza disease is an RNA virus of the family Orthomyopsoviridae. The virus itself is about 80 to 100 nanometers in diameter, and it's a roughly spherical shape.
So how exactly does the virus work?
Well, when the virus comes in contact with its victim, it generally would bind to the epithelial cells of either the nose, throat, or lungs. And it binds through hemagglutinin, which is a protein on the lipoprotein viral envelope of the virus itself. Once the virus is receptor bound to the epithelial cell, it will be taken through the cell membrane through endocytosis. Two strains of this virus come into the same host cell. They both release their viral RNA into the nucleus. Once there, all of these different RNA segments get mixed up, and the product is a whole new strain of the virus. Inside, the virus will disassemble, releasing its RNA segments into the cytoplasm of the host cell. These RNA segments will then make their way into the cell nucleus, where it will force the host cell to manufacture new viruses. These new viruses will be assembled in the cytoplasm, and as they exit the host cell, they will take on, through budding, the cell membrane of the host cell and create a new lipoprotein viral envelope. These new viruses will then spread through the rest of the body and infect new host cells.
Why are there so many different strains of the flu?
New strains are created through mutation, and mutation generally occurs through antigenic shift. Antigenic shift is when the antigens on the outside of the virus, which are how our body's immune system identifies the virus, are swapped up and changed. Once these are different, our immune systems will no longer recognize this virus. And, well, how it works is hemagglutinin and neuraminidase are these antigens. Influenza is one of the few viruses that has 8 distinct RNA segments. These segments can be swapped up and changed through reassortment, and that's how you get mutation. So say you had 2 specifically different strains of influenza, and they both go into the same host cell. Once inside, they'll both release their RNA segments into the nucleus of the host cell, where they can get swapped up through reassortment, and it will produce a completely new strain of the virus. This new strain of the virus has completely different antigens, and the body does not recognize it, thus it can go under the surveillance of our immune system, and we are no longer immune to it.
Thank you, Dr. Garrett.
You're welcome.
So now that we've looked at what the virus is, what it does, and how to prevent it, let's look at how much of a threat the virus actually is. Swine flu was not a seasonal or a local disease, but was described as a pandemic. A pandemic is a disease that is not limited to a specific season or area. There has been little to no immunity that has been built up against it. Sadly, there have been many deaths to the flu over the years, but I can't say how much is overreacting. Is it too much to ask for people to take preventative measures to keep the disease from turning into a pandemic? I believe we should live our lives, but take necessary precautions to protect ourselves and those around us. This has been Sven Sundgaard on the F.L.U. Network. Thank you. Have a great night.